Hey everyone! You're not going to believe this, but that small, silver-colored dollar coin that's been sitting in your drawer for years could be worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. It's the 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony $1 coin, and some versions of it are super rare. A few are worth way more than anyone expects. Some have sold for over $15,000, and others could go for even more depending on condition and type. So don't click away. Don't spend that coin just yet. Today, I'm going to tell you exactly what to look for. I'll show you why this coin is so special, what makes certain ones rare, and how you might be holding on to something far more valuable than a dollar. Let's jump in, because you don't want to miss this. Let's go back to 1979. That was the first year the U.S. Mint released the Susan B. Anthony dollar coin. It was a big deal. This was the first time a real American woman, not a symbolic figure like Lady Liberty, was placed on a U.S. coin. Susan B. Anthony was a leader in the fight for women's rights, and putting her on a coin was a historic move. The coin was small, round, and made of a copper-nickel mix. It looked silver but had no silver in it. Many people at the time confused it with a quarter, because it was almost the same size. Because of that confusion, the coin was not very popular for everyday use. Still, millions of them were made. In 1979, the U.S. Mint struck these coins in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Today we're focusing on the ones from Philadelphia, which have the P. Mint mark. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Most 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollars are only worth face value. But a small number of them are not like the rest. One version is called the wide rim or near date variety. On most of the coins, the numbers in the date are far from the edge. But on the rare version, the rim is thick, and the numbers are very close to the edge. That small difference makes a huge impact. This wide rim version is rare, and collectors are always looking for it. A regular 1979 P dollar in used shape might only be worth $1 or $2. But the 1979 P wide rim in mint condition can sell for hundreds, even thousands of dollars. One coin in MS-67 grade sold for over $6,000. And it doesn't stop there. Proof-like examples or those with perfect details can reach $10,000 or more in top grades. Imagine finding one of those in your coin jar or an old roll from the bank. But that's not the only thing that makes this coin valuable. There are also mint error coins from 1979. These are coins that were made incorrectly at the U.S. Mint. Some were struck off-center, meaning the design is not centered on the coin. Some were double-struck, where the coin was hit twice by the machine. Others were made on the wrong kind of metal. These types of mistakes are rare and make the coin super collectible. Depending on the type of error and how visible it is, these mistake coins can sell for $500, $1,000, or even more than $15,000. That's not a typo, someone really paid that much for a dollar coin. And the crazy part? These coins sometimes show up in circulation, in pocket change, or in old coin collections. Let me give you a real example. A 1979 P. Susan B. Anthony dollar with a proof-like surface and wide rim variety once sold for over $10,000 at auction. Another coin with an off-center strike and strong luster sold for several thousand. These aren't one-time stories. Collectors are always on the lookout for top-grade versions and rare errors. And the market for rare coins is growing fast. People are realizing that some old coins are actually hidden treasures. Now you might be wondering, how do I check my coin? It's actually pretty simple. First, look at the front of the coin. It should say 1979, and you should see a P for Philadelphia under Susan B. Anthony's neck. Then, look at the rim. Is it thick? Do the numbers and the date almost touch the rim? If so, you might have the wide rim version. You can also compare it to pictures online. There are many coin collector sites that show side-by-side images of the regular and wide rim versions. If your coin looks like the rare one, don't spend it. Put it in a safe spot. Next, check the condition. A shiny, clean coin with no scratches or wear is worth much more. Grading companies like PCGS and NGC can look at your coin and give it a grade. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin is. Coins graded MS66, MS67, or MS68 are worth the most. Also, check both sides of the coin for errors. If the design looks off, the lettering is strange, or anything looks unusual, it might be an error coin. These can be worth even more. A coin that struck off center, has a double image, or was made on the wrong metal could be worth thousands. If you think you found something rare, don't clean the coin. Cleaning can ruin the value. Just put it in a small plastic coin holder or a Ziploc bag. Then take it to a local coin shop or send it to a grading company. They'll tell you what it's worth and help you sell it if you want. The best part is that these coins are still out there. You can find them in old change jars, bank rolls, or even in pocket change. Some people saved these coins back in the day without knowing they had something rare. Maybe it was your parents or grandparents. Go check. Let's talk about the 1976 D Bicentennial Quarter. This coin was made to celebrate 200 years of American freedom 1776 to 1976. You've probably seen one before. Instead of the normal eagle on the back, it has a design of Independence Hall, and the front shows George Washington, just like usual. But what makes some of these quarters super valuable isn't the design, it's a tiny mistake during the minting process. That's right, a mint error. Now, errors happen at the US Mint once in a while. And when they do, collectors go wild for them. Some of these mistakes are almost impossible to see unless you know what to look for. That's exactly what happened with the rare 1976 D quarter. There's a special version of it with what's called a double die. That means when the coin was being made, the image on it was stamped just slightly off. Twice. This creates a doubling effect on certain parts of the coin. You might see doubling on the words Liberty, or In God We Trust, or even the date 1776 to 1976. Now, here's the crazy part. One of these double die quarters from the Denver Mint, in amazing condition, sold for over $8,000. That's right, just one quarter, sold for over $8,000. But experts believe that if an even better example is found, say one in perfect condition or with an even more extreme error, it could sell for way more. We're talking $20,000, $50,000, even $90,000 or more. Some people are saying that under the right conditions, the right 1976 D error quarter could break the $100,000 mark. Why so much? Well, it's all about rarity. The US Mint made millions of bicentennial quarters, but only a very small number of them had this specific error. And of those, even fewer were kept in perfect shape. Most people used them, lost them, or tossed them in jars and forgot about them. That means finding one in top condition today is almost like winning the lottery. It's rare, it's exciting, and collectors are willing to pay huge money for it. So how can you tell if you have the rare one? First, look for the letter D under the date. That means it was made in Denver. Next, use a magnifying glass or zoom in on the words Liberty and In God We Trust. If the letters look like they've been stamped twice or look thicker than usual, you might have something special. Also, check the numbers 1776 to 1976. If they have that doubled look too, it's a strong sign. Now, not every 1976 D quarter with small marks is valuable. Lots of coins have damage from years of use. Scratches, wear, and dirt don't make it rare. What makes it rare is the minting error, and it needs to be confirmed by a coin expert or grading service. If you think you have one, don't clean it. Cleaning can ruin the value. Instead, place it safely in a holder or case and get it checked by a professional. Here's something else exciting. Some experts believe there are still rare 1976 D double die quarters out there that haven't been found. Maybe they're sitting in someone's drawer, or mixed in with spare change in a piggy bank. It could even be in your house right now. That's why collectors and treasure hunters are constantly checking every quarter they come across. Because all it takes is one lucky find to change your life. People love the idea of turning something so ordinary into something extraordinary. A simple 25-cent coin could become a $10,000 paycheck or more. Imagine showing up at an auction with your old quarter and walking out with $50,000 or even $100,000 in your pocket. It's rare, yes, but not impossible. So what's the lesson here? Check your change. Look through your old coins. Ask your grandparents if they have any bicentennial quarters lying around. You never know where a hidden gem might be waiting. And even if you don't find the rare error, it's still fun to learn and hunt. Coin collecting is like a real-life treasure hunt. And sometimes. So let's start with the basics. In the year 2000, the US Mint released a new dollar coin. They wanted to replace the old Susan B. Anthony dollar, which was not very popular. The new coin featured Sacagawea on the front and a flying eagle on the back. The coin looked shiny and golden, even though it was not made of real gold. It was made of a mix of metals, but it still looked different from other coins. People liked the new look, but the coin still wasn't used a lot in everyday life. That year, the Mint made coins in both Philadelphia and Denver. The coins from Philadelphia have a P on them, and the ones from Denver have a D. Over 1 billion Sacagawea coins were made in 2000. But only a few of them are special. And those are the ones that are now worth big money. The most famous one is called the Cheerios dollar. In early 2000, General Mills put a few Sacagawea dollars inside boxes of Cheerios cereal as part of a giveaway. Around 5,500 people received one of these coins. At first, people thought it was just a regular coin. But years later, collectors found out that the Cheerios dollars had a different design. On the back, the eagle's tail feathers were sharper and had more detail than the regular coins. That small difference made the Cheerios dollar rare. And when something is rare, collectors will pay a lot for it. Today, a real Cheerios dollar can sell for $3,000, $5,000, or even $10,000. If the coin is in perfect shape, it can be worth even more. One coin graded MS-68 sold for over $12,000. That's amazing for a coin that came out of a cereal box. So, if you or someone in your family saved one of those coins from Cheerios, you might be sitting on a small fortune. But that's not the only rare 2000 P Sacagawea dollar. Some other coins from that year have mint errors. A mint error is when something goes wrong while the coin is being made. These errors can be worth a lot of money. For example, some Sacagawea dollars were struck on the wrong type of metal. They were supposed to be made on a dollar coin blank, but they were accidentally made on a quarter blank. These coins are smaller and thinner than normal. One of them sold for more than $7,000. Other error coins were made off-center or have doubled edges. Some coins are missing the edge lettering. These kinds of errors are rare and valuable. Depending on the error and the condition, they can sell for $1,000, $5,000, or more. And the best part is, people have found them in bank rolls and old coin jars. So it's still possible to find one. Now, here's the most exciting part. There's a 2000 P Sacagawea dollar that is one of the most famous error coins ever made. This coin has Sacagawea on the front, but on the back, instead of the flying eagle, it has the back of a state quarter. That's right, two different coins were combined into one by mistake. This type of coin is called a mule. It should not exist, but somehow it was made at the mint. Only about 19 of these mule coins are known to exist. And if you find one, you've hit the jackpot. One of them sold for more than $100,000. Another one sold for $144,000. Imagine finding one of those in your coin collection or in a roll of dollar coins from the bank. That would be amazing. So now the big question is, how can you tell if your coin is rare? First, check the date. It should say 2000. Then look for the letter P, which means it was made in Philadelphia. If your coin is still in its original Cheerios package, do not open it. It could be a Cheerios dollar, and it might be worth thousands just the way it is. Next, look at the back of the coin. Does the eagle's tail have sharp, detailed feathers? If so, you might have the rare version. You can compare it to pictures online, or take it to a coin shop for help. You can also check the size and weight of the coin. If it feels smaller than normal, it might be one of the ones struck on a quarter planchet. Also, always check the edges. Most Sacagawea dollars have smooth edges with no lettering. But if the edge is missing, doubled, or looks strange, it could be a rare error. And of course, if your coin has Sacagawea on one side and the back of a quarter on the other, stop everything, you have something extremely valuable. If you think your coin is rare or special, don't clean it. Cleaning coins can ruin their value. Put it in a soft holder or small bag. Then take it to a coin expert or send it to a grading company like PCGS or NGC. They can tell you what it's worth and even help you sell it if you want. These coins are still out there. People find them in old drawers, in bank rolls, at garage sales, or even at coin shows. So don't give up. Always check your coins carefully. Even if you don't find a rare one today, you might find one tomorrow. The US Mint had to do something. So in 1965, they changed the metal. Instead of silver, quarters were now made from a copper core with a layer of nickel. These are called clad coins. They look silver, but they don't have real silver in them. But something went wrong during that change. A few silver coin blanks from 1964 were still left in the mint machines. Somehow, these silver blanks were used by mistake in 1965. So some 1965 quarters were struck on silver instead of the new clad metal. This was a big error, and the mint didn't catch it. They released these silver quarters into the public. Most people didn't notice. But now, collectors know what to look for, and they're paying huge money for them. One of these error quarters sold for over $7,000 years ago. That was already a big deal. But in recent years, the value has exploded. Some of the best examples, in perfect condition, have sold for $25,000. Others went for $43,000. And the rarest ones? One has been reported to sell for $78,000. That's just for one quarter. Only 25 cents, but worth more than a brand new truck. So how do you know if you have one of these special coins? It's not easy, but here are a few things to check. First, you need a good scale. A regular 1965 clad quarter weighs about 5.67 grams. But the silver ones weigh around 6.25 grams. That small difference can mean thousands of dollars. So if your 1965 quarter feels heavy, weigh it. Another trick is the ring test. If you gently tap a real silver coin, it makes a high ringing sound, like a small bell. Clad coins sound duller. Also, look at the edge of the coin. Normal clad coins have a brownish copper line on the edge. Silver coins are solid silver color all the way through. So if your 1965 quarter doesn't show that brown edge, it might be silver. Now, just because you find a quarter that looks or feels different doesn't mean it's real silver. The best way to know is to send it to a coin grading company, like PCGS or NGC. They'll test it, grade it, and seal it in a case. This helps prove it's real and gives it value when you sell it. If you try to sell without grading, people might not trust it's real. So grading is very important for big value. You might be wondering, how many of these error coins exist? No one knows for sure. But it's very, very few. Maybe only a couple dozen. That's what makes them so valuable. It was a rare accident, and not many people noticed back then. Now, collectors are hunting for them everywhere. Some people go to banks, get rolls of quarters, and search every one. Others check old jars, pocket change, or coins from garage sales. It takes time, but the reward can be huge. It's exciting because these rare coins are still out there. They weren't made for collectors. They were real coins, used in stores, passed from hand to hand. So it's possible that one is sitting in someone's kitchen drawer right now. Maybe even yours. Even if you don't find the silver era, some 1965 quarters can still be worth more than face value. If the coin is in really good condition, with no scratches and strong details, it could be worth $10 to $50 or more. Quarters graded as MS65 or better, that means mint state or like new, can bring in good money, even without the error. But of course, the real treasure is the silver era coin. That's the one that gets collectors super excited. It's not just about the money, either. It's a piece of US history. A small mistake made during a big change in the country's coin system. It's rare, valuable, and mysterious, everything collectors love. So now the big question, do you have a 1965 quarter? If you do, go check it right now. Use a scale, look at the edge, listen to the sound. If anything seems unusual, you might have something special. And if you find one that looks right, don't clean it. Cleaning coins can ruin their value. Just handle it carefully and think about sending it to a grading service. Coin collecting isn't just for experts or old-timers. Anyone can do it. And with coins like this 1965 quarter out there, it can turn into a real-life treasure hunt. It's fun, exciting, and sometimes very profitable. So next time you get change at the store, don't just toss it into a bowl. Look at the dates. Check the edges. You never know, the next coin you find could be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars. If you enjoyed learning about this amazing coin, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I have more videos coming about other rare coins that could be hiding in your pocket right now. And if you think you found something cool, tell me in the comments. I'd love to hear your coin stories.